Hello there guys, and welcome to this Explain 10 video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Aero Commander Shrike 500S by Carenado. We are currently situated at Pisa International Airport in Italy, Lima, India, Romeo, Papa. For our review of this aircraft today, we're going to be taking a look at the exterior model, the interior model, and the aircraft systems, and then we'll take it for a flight to see how it handles up in the air. In this review, I'm going to be perhaps a little more critical than I normally am, not specifically of this aircraft, but I think generally of the Carenado product line. Now, Carenado, without a doubt, produces beautiful looking aircraft. The attention to details in terms of the texturing, the 4K HD textures, which assuages the eye's hunger for great eye candy, is always achieved and is always expected from Carenado. But when it comes to the actual aircraft behavior, I think this is where Carenado falls short of providing, high fidelity aircraft. In my many years of using Carenado products and the Alabeo products for that matter, I have seen great looking aircraft, but probably with very few exceptions, most of them actually fly the same. And sometimes the behavior of the aircraft actually does not match what the manual says, especially when it comes to startup procedures, setting up the mixture, priming the engine. And if you are a A2A fanatic like I am, you'll probably know exactly what I'm talking about. So, captains, let us begin by taking a look at the texturing of this aircraft, and then we will move on to look at the interior, the aircraft systems, and then we'll take it for a flight. So in terms of the exterior textures, as you can see, the aircraft's exterior modeling is done to perfection. The amount of detail and the fidelity is something that you really will come to appreciate once you take a look at the different parts of this aircraft. If you look at the area here, let me zoom in here a bit, look at that. Look at the work that has been, the texture work that has been done here and right over there. All right, so if we take a look at the aircraft from above, again, the work that has been done here is absolutely gorgeous. The texturing is just something that is to be admired. Look at that. I'm going to zoom in here and just look at the detail and at the scratches, the dirt, the bolts, how the panels appear. The division between the panels is something really to be admired. As we move to the rear end of the aircraft, as you can see, again, the rudders are done with perfection. The reflection of the fuselage is really done with a lot of care. Again, look at this. Let me just go to the landing gear bay. If I can, yeah, right there. Look at that. Look at that. That is some really very detailed work and really provides a lot of eye candy. So as you can see, the exterior modeling of this aircraft, it has been done to perfection. And if you're someone like me who creates videos, then it would definitely be very important that that the aircraft looks very good from the outside. But most of us, let's face it, spend most of the time inside the aircraft. So let's go ahead and jump into the flight deck and examine the interior textures. All right, so we are now in the flight deck, and the texture work falls nothing short of the quality that you'd expect from Carenado. Again, that looks like real metal right there, the door handle, the leather seats, and the carpet underneath, and all the let's look at that. Look at this area here, and it really gives you that old and rusty look. So in terms, again, of the interior texturing, I think this aircraft looks absolutely amazing. Okay. All right. Let's take a look here at the cabin. And then again, the cabin, the same thing. And the seat belts, the windows here, and how the engine looks from inside the aircraft is, again, absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. Look at that. All right. So without a doubt, the aircraft looks absolutely amazing, both from the inside and the outside. But let's go ahead now and take this aircraft for a flight, and we'll check the aircraft systems and how it really behaves. All right. Now, the startup procedure for this aircraft is quite simple. But I've noticed that there are a few things that don't actually quite match with what the manual says. Mainly for a hot start, or when the engines are warm, you need not to put the mixture on rich to prime the engine, okay? That doesn't work. The mixture has to always be on rich for this aircraft to start. And even for a cold and dark state where the engine is cold, the manual suggests that once you turn on the fuel boosters, you need to put the mixture on rich for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then put the mixture back on idle cutoff and start the engines. That doesn't work either. The mixture has to always be on rich, otherwise the aircraft won't start. Just as simple as that. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and start things up and take the aircraft for a flight. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this up, and I'm not going to follow a particular checklist. I'm just going to, I've read the manual, so I will execute whatever I remember from the manual. So battery is on, position lights and beacon can go on, and let's see here. Mixture should be rich. Okay, throttle should be cracked, and let's turn on the fuel boost for both the right and left engines. And as per the manual, those need to be on for engine start. So let me set the parking brake. And it looks like we have a good start on the left engine. And let's go ahead and start the right engine. And now we have a good start on the right engine as well. All right, and we can now turn on the generators on. Avionics can go on. We'll leave the cabin lights for now. And everything else here appears to be okay. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and turn on the strobes and landing lights in preparation for our departure. Okay. Everything looks okay here. And let's set the flaps for takeoff. Alright, let's release the parking brake. And I'm going to just go ahead and taxi to the runway and depart. I really like the sounds. This is another department where I think Carenado really gets it pretty close. Now, it's not entirely accurate, okay? The engine sound especially is not something that is completely, I cannot say that it's completely accurate, but it's pretty close. I mean, it makes you feel like you're in an aircraft at least. So I think you got to give them that. Okay. All right. So we're approaching the runway. All right. Here we go. Let's make a turn. Let's get lined up with runway 4 left, and let's depart Pisa. Right, here we go, and let's do full power. Buzzer brake, gear up. Again, you can hear the gear going up, which is nice. Alright, I'm going going to go ahead and climb now, and we'll take the aircraft to, let's say 15,000 feet, and then we'll start doing some maneuvers to assess its behavior. Alright guys, we are now at 15,500 feet. I've engaged the autopilot, and I've noticed something strange, is that the autopilot is actually on when you load this aircraft in cold and dark state. So let me go ahead and engage heading select as well. And as you can see, normal operation really of the autopilot. We will disengage it in just a moment, and we're going to take a look at some of the, we'll make some maneuvers and assess the aircraft. Well, in terms of the lights, I don't think that they're positioned in the right place. As we looked at the aircraft from below, I don't think they looked, they looked very accurate. The positioning of the lights. So, okay, we can turn them off now. So the landing lights kind of looked weird when looking at the aircraft from below. Okay, let's go ahead and disengage the autopilot. Okay, and let me just do a few maneuvers, okay? Okay, here's a left turn, right turn. Again, you don't feel that G-force, okay? So the first thing we saw was the engine. The startup sequence is not very accurate, and there is absolutely no G-force effect as you turn. All right, let's do some rudder movement. So I'm going to do right rudder. Let's give it a bit of a turn here. Let's take a look at this from the outside, see how it's banking. Alright, let's do it the other way around now. And let's do left rudder. Well, I don't know. It responds, but reduce power here a bit. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to stall the aircraft. So I'm going to pitch up. And I'm going to just put the power to idle. Okay, now that is not correct. The aircraft did not even stall. Okay, so that is definitely not very realistic. Okay, alright, let me keep it here, and I'll keep it steady, I'll keep it level, and see now I have the power on idle, okay? Let's see what happens here. I'm gonna pitch up just a little bit, and I'm gonna keep pitching up. That is not very realistic. I actually can't make this aircraft stall. I'm not sure if it's the aerodynamics of this aircraft or it's, I don't know, but it doesn't sound right to me, okay? Alright. Now, there's a little script which I mentioned in my previous video, the IXEG flight from Melbourne to Sydney, which is called G-Force Simulator. It's a script that works with Fly with Lua. It's great for Carenado aircraft because, as you can see, there is absolutely no G-force simulation there. Okay, so what you can do is you can get the script, and if I enable it now we're going to have some G-force simulation, as you can see now. Okay. Yeah, much better, fluid, and it gives you the feel of being in an aircraft. So I think any aircraft built in 2016 onwards should have G-force simulated by default. Okay. All right. So that is that. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a 3 nautical mile approach into Pisa International, and once we're done with that, then we will pretty much come to the conclusion of our video. And let's lower our gear. I'm going to keep it at about 80 knots. By the way, I created this photoreal scenery using Ortho4 XP. I've learned a few things from you guys from your comments on my tutorial video, so thank you very much for that. Alright, 2nd degree flaps. And we are almost there now. And flaps full. And welcome to Pisa. There was a bit of crosswind there. Okay, so again, there is no head shake or anything. So the aircraft is rolling down the runway, but you don't see really any head shake or any movement. Now you can introduce G-force again. Now the G-force simulation is active again, so you can see some movement. But overall, you know, the aircraft behavior isn't very realistic. Though it looks great, the behavior isn't very realistic. And here are my closing remarks. If you are a casual simmer and you just like to fly in the sim world from point A to point B, doing VFR or an IFR flight, and you don't really care too much about, you know, the representation of aircraft systems or the aircraft behavior, you just want to feel that you're sitting in a real aircraft, and you want to feel, you want to see, you know, a real cockpit or near to real cockpit, then definitely this aircraft is for you. If you are looking for something that is a little more high fidelity in terms of the representation of aircraft systems, realistic aircraft behavior, then this aircraft is not really for you. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. I hope that it was an insightful and useful video. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other. I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye for now.